We did not have a piano in our house actually the whole time. I started on a keyboard that is actually from the late 90s. We still have it. My dad bought it. I don't really know why. I'd actually have to ask him. He just bought this keyboard and we had it set up in our garage, and we didn't get an actual piano until I was 8 years old. My name is Rhodes. I am a child studies major and I'm 20 years old. I have been playing the piano for 16 years now. I started playing piano at 4 years old, so my older sister was taking piano lessons and I would be sitting out there just waiting for her to be done with her lessons, and I would say to my mom, I want to play piano. And I'd go home and I would sit on the piano and start playing things, and so my mom thought it was cute, and so she's like, okay, you can take piano lessons. So she talked to the teacher and I would have a 15-minute piano lesson once a week, and then that eventually became longer and longer, and then yeah. I started composing my own music as a child. I would just make random things up on the piano. I never kept any of it. It became more serious in high school. I took a music composition class for a semester. I actually went through my computer of old things I had on a computer system, and the original melody line of the Seventh Farewell was actually composed for that class as a flute line. The Seventh Farewell is, I would say, my first original piece that I have composed that is complete, and it's been recorded and I have performed it live. The first time I performed the Seventh Farewell was at my high school senior recital, first time to play it in front of an audience. And I didn't really do anything with it again until I started playing piano at the Keeter Center. And the first time I played it up there, a lot of people just came over like, oh, that was such a beautiful song. Like, who is it by? Like, I want to look up the song. And so I just started telling people, oh, it's one I composed. It's called The Seventh Farewell. And guests and servers would say to me, you really need to get that song recorded. Like, I want this on Spotify. I was like, well, I don't really know how to do that, but maybe eventually I will. End of March, first part of April, my mom was like, are you ever gonna get your song on Spotify? You've been saying this for a while. And I was like, I don't know, I'll look it up. And she goes, well, do you remember your friend Emily? She has music on Spotify, why don't you contact her? And so I just text Emily and I was like, hey, how did you do this? And she started telling me how she self-published her songs for college. She's a music major. She told me all the steps, told me the websites to look up, and so I just went and looked it up, and I spent 2 days researching it, and I was able to figure it out, created my own cover, and submitted it to see if I could get approved to be on Spotify. And I told a couple of friends, and actually one of my character camp nephews texted me and he's like, Lauren, your song is on Spotify. I was like, whoa, 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 what? It was 2 days after I submitted it, and I was like, that's not possible. I was like, they said it was gonna be like 2 weeks until I would hear back. And so sure enough, I looked it up and it was on Spotify, and I was like, okay. And then he was like, hey, it's on YouTube also. And I was like, oh my goodness. When I first started composing music, I never really imagined that I would compose something that I could turn into an actual song, play for people, and then get it onto music platforms. I never imagined I'd have the ability to do that. I always saw that as something, oh, like people who have better music abilities, like that's something that they would do. And that's when I realized it was something I always in the back of my mind desired to do, and I just put my mind to it. I decided that this was something I was going to do, and I put in the work and the steps to get my music to where I wanted it to be. And so I think for other people's, we all, I believe, have things that we want to accomplish, things we want to do in different areas of our life. And I think if we make realistic goals and stick through it and find out from people, or find out the right people who can help us get where we desire to be, I think a lot of us can accomplish a lot of things that we're really desiring, and not doubting ourselves and realizing that, you know, there may have been alternative ways I could have done my music or gotten it on Spotify, but I found one way to do it, and it's just a fun way just to share something I love with other people. And for me, it's really just bringing a smile to someone's face and just allowing them to enjoy the gift that I believe God is giving me, and to just continue using that to bring glory to His name.